Today on Eagle Nation News, Kashida Kama travels to a robotic competition in Plano and highlights the talented students of the Robotics Club.
Maya Peterson breaks down the thrilling 5-set volleyball game against Saxe in today's Game Time Sports Update.
And finally, Lauren Womack will be in studio discussing the highly anticipated brand new streaming service that had issues occurring on the release date.
Eagle Nation News starts
right now. Good afternoon, Eagle Nation. Today's Wednesday, November 13th. I'm Grant Johnson.
And I'm Julia Bizion.
Students hoping to further their career study in areas such as science, technology, engineering, and math will usually participate in an organization within the STEM program. One of these organizations being robotics.
Our robotics team recently traveled to Plano to take part in a competition. Kashida Kama has more on the event and why you should consider getting involved in the STEM program.
To help students choose a path, they are given endorsements like business and industry, public services, arts and humanities, multidisciplinary studies. However, there is one that gets no recognition as they work harder than anyone expects. STEM has always offered many classes, including a robotics team that competes.
A robotics team is a group of kids who are very interested in engineering and STEM and who want to get real-world experience on robots and something that's going to advance in their career later in life.
Not only is robotics a career path students can use, it is a path STEM students use to help them further in their education.
STEM is very important, and I don't know, it's just something that needs to be taught everywhere. And I know that there's a lot of schools out there that don't have the privilege of doing something like this, but we're just really blessed to have something like this and have the people that we have.
I think it's extremely important because it's a lot of problem solving and it's just good for life in general.
Those involved in the club spend all day at a competition competing without any dull moments.
So throughout the competition, we all show up and then we'll make sure the robots go under inspection, make sure they're all passing that inspection. And then after that, they'll all present their notebooks that they've had. And after that, then they'll all compete throughout the day. And then after that, it's award ceremony, we all go home.
The community they are given teaches them life lessons throughout every single day.
Because you get to solve real-world engineering problems, so that way you'll actually know what you're getting into.
Being involved in a program like this not only teaches you to multitask with schoolwork and competitions during the weekends like these, but also get along with others, be able to communicate your differences effectively and efficiently so that they can understand where you're coming from and they also understand where you're coming from. And it's mutual respect.
These endorsements show that prosperous students can make an impact and impress us more and more every single day. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Kashida Kama, Plano.
Dozens of iconic artists have headlined the halftime show on Thanksgiving Day at AT&T Stadium. This year, the Cowboys will be taking on the Buffalo Bills for the Thanksgiving game. Singer Ellie Goulding is scheduled to perform, but after a statement released from the singer herself, she may not be performing after all. Goulding said, quote, "I have reached out to the Salvation Army and said that I would have no choice but to pull out unless they make a very quick, solid pledge or donation to the LGBTQ community." It is unclear what Goulding's final decision is at this time.
Green Tree Estates, a neighborhood in Denton, has had their water supply coming from a well. This method has worked just fine for the past 6 years that the land has been annexed and privately owned, but the residents have noticed murky and unusable water being provided for the past few days. The owner of the land just announced that the well will be shut off, cutting off the residents' water supply, and the people living in the neighborhood are taxpayers just like the rest of the county. They are arguing that they deserve clean water just like the rest of Denton.
After the Arctic blast that hit us all causing a major drop in temperatures, we may be seeing the temperatures starting to warm back up. Brenna Gibbons is in studio with our fast forecast.
Thank you, Grant. As we all know, the temperatures have been dropping and forcing us to wear our jackets to school. It is currently 37 degrees and sunny, but it feels like 31 with the wind chill. The good news is that it will be warming up as the week goes on, with it starting in the mid-50s tomorrow and ending in the 70s come Tuesday. It should be sunny every day this week with the exception of Sunday, where we will be expecting some rain. With your fast forecast, I'm Brenna Gibbons. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Brenna. Now let's send it over to Maya Peterson with a Game Time Sports Update.
If you were able to attend the volleyball game last night, then you already know it was a crazy game that went back and forth from the start to the end of the game. Our Lady Eagles faced off against the Lady Mustangs of Sac City. Out the gate, both teams were on fire, going point for point. This would go on for 4 sets. Prosper winning the first set 25-17, Sac City the second set 26-24, Prosper the third set 25-17. The fourth set being a nail-biter as the Eagles came back from a 7-point deficit. Taylor Yowsey would begin this Eagles comeback, followed by Shaylee Shore, who would make big plays, setting the Eagles 21-23. Sophomore Kendall Hewitt would come in and get a kill and a block to get the Eagles to 23-23. The Mustangs would then go for 2 kills, ending the set 25-23. Coach Kaufman would save dynamic duo Mackenzie Jefferson and Bailey Birmingham during the fourth set for the fifth and final set, keeping in Sammy Jacobs and Nikki Steinhauser, while these 4 led the Eagles as Bailey Birmingham would get the first 2 points, leading by a kill from Sammy Jacobs. Eagles up 3-0. Sac City not giving up would come back with 3 straight points, tying the game once again 3-3, and then continue the streak with 3 more straight points, putting the Eagles down 3-6. Then we would see another fiery comeback from the Eagles, now showing off their defensive skills with major blocks from Shaylee Shore and Bailey Birmingham, which would put the Eagles tied again 13-13. Next, Sammy Jacobs not giving up would get the Eagles their 14th point. Now it's game point. With both crowds going crazy, Sac City was able to take their last timeout and come out and get back up 15-14. However, our Lady Eagles would fight through it, and Nikki Steinhauser, who was already having a breakout game, would go for a kill, setting the Eagles once again 1 point from advancing to area. Coach Kaufman's decision on resting junior Bailey Birmingham would come to shine as she made the first and the last point of the fifth set, securing the Lady Eagles position in area, winning 17-15. This will be their 3rd straight appearance as they face off against 17th ranked in the state, Klein, at Sam Houston, starting at 7. If the Eagles win, they will advance to regionals on Saturday, playing either the Woodlands or another showdown against Plano West. If you want to hear more sports like this, be sure to tune in every day for a recap of sports from this past week. Now, back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Maya. When we return, we have breaking news coming from Lone Star High School in Frisco.
Stay tuned.
The Creative Writing Club at PHS is sponsoring 2 community events at the Prosper High School Library on Tuesday, December 10th from 4:30 to 5:30 and Tuesday, December 17th from 6:30 to 7:30. On December 10th, the CWC students in their creative writing class will be reading their original holiday stories to children ages 12 and under. The children will also be given an opportunity to write their own stories. Cookies and milk will be provided. On December 17th, our creative writing students will be reading their work to friends and family. Refreshments and dessert will be provided. These stories will also be bound in a book and sold at the event.
This morning, Frisco police got reports that Lone Star High School was placed on a lockdown. Julie was live earlier this morning with what we know so far.
I'm here live in front of Lone Star High School, where a lockdown has just been lifted due to a boy bringing a gun on his school bus this morning. Authorities placed the school under lockdown earlier this morning and searched the school for the suspect. As you can see now, there is cars lined up behind me trying to turn into the school, worried, trying to pick up their children. Please be sure to follow us on Twitter as we will have live updates of the event. Reporting live in Frisco, I'm Julia Bizion. Back to you guys in the studio. We are still waiting on an official press release from the Frisco Police Department to confirm each aspect of the incident.
Now Lauren Womack is here in studio with your Talent Talk, sponsored by Corbridge Orthodontics.
Yesterday was the day Disney fans have been waiting for months. Disney Plus was released yesterday at 12:01 a.m. Fans were so eager to buy Disney Plus, the company had major issues a few hours after launching. The company said they were not expecting this many people to buy it so fast, but they are working quickly to get it resolved. Thankfully, they did get it fixed so you can now watch your favorite shows. The new Sonic movie was expected to be released on November 8th, but fans did not like the way Sonic looked, so they have pushed the release date back to February 14th, 2020. Fans took to Twitter telling Jeff Fowler, the director, that they did not they did not like how the new Sonic looked and they wanted a change. Fans also said how they didn't think the Sonic looked like the original and they thought he should since the movie is based off the original video game. Fowler and Paramount Pictures heard the fans' concern and made the changes the fans wanted. Make sure you take our poll on Twitter and let us know if you plan on buying Disney Plus and if you liked how the new Sonic looks. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Eagle Nation News and check out our website, eaglenation.net, to watch previous episodes. Back to you guys at the desk.
That's all the time we have for you today. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Julia Bizion.
And I'm Grant Johnson. Live long and prosper.